Yes, hello, right. Good morning. Now, yeah, so I've seen this video. I don't know why or what. It's got Eddie Hearn, right? Beating up Frank Smith. Now, Frank Smith, in case you're wondering, is the CEO of Mansion. And he claims he had to hassle Hearn again and again to get a job, which is weird because CEO is a chief executive officer. It's a high position. But regardless, Frank's licking, yeah, Frank's ass licking, managed to get him the job. So, it worked. Although his tongue must be brown. And then they got this video of Eddie Hearn's, sparring. When I say sparring, it's body sparring, right? So only hit to the body and shoulder with Frank Smith. Now, it's all filmed, like, by Kugan and other bomber class. And they put it all up on their channel. And it's got, like, Eddie Hearn's, right? Who apparently, according to Eddie, has a 4-0 record. 3 inside the distance. Porky Review, if you know him, says he's the 4-0 Iceman, which I gotta laugh at. But yeah, I mean, there's no record of this. Yeah, there's no amateur book. Every bout is marked in the people's books. There is no what do you call it? There is no footage of this, and these days, even if it was like 10 years ago, 15 years ago, there would be footage, man, or at least a photo. Yeah, even if it's 20 years ago, but there's none of this, right? So Eddie Hearns, the 4-0 heavyweight, Billericay Essex Iceman, 3 by way of knockout. There's nothing exists for this, but so he has a little spar. I don't understand the background to this. Why they decided to essentially humiliate themselves? I think, or rather, why Eddie decided to humiliate Frank. I think maybe he's stamping down, the fact he is the top dog at Matchroom. He's the alpha male, and Frank, all 5'8", and about, by the look of him, about 16 stone of lard, gets put over by Eddie Hearns, and Hearns loves it. He's not. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. We're only messing around. He loves it, man. He thinks he's the bad man. Yeah, he thinks that. Yeah, now Eddie Hearns is the alpha Chad, the big buck. Yeah, number 1 daddy of Matchroom. And there's obviously a reason why he put that out. He obviously thought Smith was stepping out of line, and he had to put him in his place. And Smith, even though he's got no chance because he's 5'8" and 16 stone, and probably never sparred before, is not exactly going to try and win that spar. Yeah, because he knows his position. I am the Untermensch. I am under you, and I will have to take a beating because I care too much about my salary. This Frank Smith, who, by the way, to me is a bit of a Ben Davison lookalike. Have they been seen in the same room? I don't know. They both care a lot about their hair. They're both a bit fat. They're both frauds, pretending there's something in boxing when really they know nothing about it. But so Frank Smith, had to take his beating, had to be put over in front of everyone, laughed at. But the other interesting thing about Frank Smith is that he is engaged to Emily Eubanks. Now, Emily Eubanks is obviously Chris Eubank's daughter. She's mixed race, obviously. She's fairly pretty. For me, I prefer white girls, like Time Booth. Even though I'm mixed, but I prefer the white girls. But I would say, she seems well brought up. She seems quite good looking, unlike her turd of a brother, Chris Eubank Jr., who's cocky and weird and has tattoos on his head to make it look like he has hair. It's embarrassing. And also, by the way, when he was shipped off to America, Chris Eubank Jr. and his brother Seb or whatever it was, and now they engage in 3-style conversations, if you know what I'm talking about, in the bedroom with women, and this, you can still find this article. I think it hasn't been completely zapped from the press, but that's a bit gross. Imagine smashing another bird with your brother. But anyway, Emily Eubank seems like a likable woman, you know. And this is Kugan, right? Kugan from IFL. Now, obviously, he's regarded as one of the laughing stocks of boxing. Yeah, he is very extremely ugly. He'd be in my ugliest boxers. Vid, except he's not a boxer. He's just a clown. You know, he has a body like melted chocolate mousse with stupid tattoos on it. But Kugan said this.
I don't know how that Frank Smith manages it. You know, Eddie Hearn's rent boy. Yeah, but good luck to Frank Smith. Kugan was interviewing them both, and Kugan said that Frank Smith is out of her league. That's a bit rude, innit? And she started to walk off. Yeah, that was a bit rude, you know, of Kugan. She should have given him a slap.
So Kugan, right, Mr. Ugly, Mr. Melted Chocolate Mousse Body, Mr. Stupid Tattoos, Mr. I got my dad's money to put his channel. He's mugging off Emily Eubanks. Or, I don't know whether he chose his words incorrectly, When he says, oh, you're out of Frank's league, does he mean... usually that would mean that she's punching above her weight and getting a guy who's too good for her. But, looking at fat Frank Smith, 5'8", 16 stone, he's not too good for a lot, yeah? So maybe it's possible that Kugan meant, oh, Emily Eubanks is pretty, yeah, and Frank's punching above his weight, but she walked off and she wasn't happy. And it's just bizarre, like how anyone as ugly as Kugan could sit on a pedestal and demean people because of their looks. Especially a girl who seems reasonable and not bad looking. It is ridiculous. Imagine the poor women that have had to lay underneath Kugan, yeah? Apparently he's got a baby, which is one of the ugliest babies I've ever seen. He's got a hairy head, yeah? And so some woman lay underneath Kugan. And Kugan smashed it and they had a kid. Now, I've never seen a picture of this woman. Allegedly, she's a pornographic actress. I don't know, man, but I wouldn't. Would you reproduce with that? Would you be like, oh, you know what? My perfect baby mother is some skit, open her leg for anyone. There's pictures of her pum pum out there, yeah. I haven't seen these pictures. I'm not sure I'd want to. It probably looks like the gates of hell, her pum pum, yeah. But she let Kugan inside and had a child. So for Kugan, Kugan should know better than to mock anyone, because he is ugly. Yeah, as I said, his body's like melted chocolate with tattoos on it. His woman is a sket. He has a kind of baby with hair all over its face. What the expression is, you shouldn't throw stones in a glass house. And Kugan lives in a glass house, He's a mug. I've had enough of him. I think I might have to expose him.